All right. So this video is going to be a simple overview of my Patreon. It is called Value Group. My name is Francesco Giroldini. I'm a lighting artist with about 15 years of experience in the animation industry and game industry. I worked at studios like Dreamworks Animation, Disney, Pixar, Naughty Dog, Disney Exile, Blue Sky Studios. So I have some experience working in the industry, mostly lighting and compositing. But in my free time, I also really enjoy painting. So um, I am somewhat skilled at painting, and that foundation comes across my work, I'd say. So, what is Value Group and how does it work? So, Value Group is a Patreon. So, it's a service that you sign up uh, like a monthly fee. You can pick a tier out of 4 tiers. And let me go over what those tiers are. Uh, you can sign up for either a $5 a month tier, $25 a month tier, and essentially they give you a different type of access to services. The most basic one gives you access to critiques and paintovers. So there's a Discord server where anyone can have their work up for a critique, and I can do paintovers. Um, there is a $25 a month tier that gives you access to my classes. This is what some of the classes look like. They are organized by um, subject. Some of those classes teach how to paint. So, for example, this one is a painting that I've done. I began to offer uh, a video overview of those classes so that um, you can get a sense of what the class is about, having to scroll through the whole thing. And for example, this class shows step by step how to paint something from life. It goes over certain principles like saturated transition edge. So we get into a lot of detail with those classes. Those are pretty, there's a lot of substance to them. There's classes about art principles, which I think are some of the most important principles that are not talked about enough, like value groups, how to get an image to read quickly, uh, how to simplify images, how to think about images as blocks of value. So there's some really helpful stuff here that I don't believe is being offered anywhere else. Some of the classes are fairly technical. We talk about making HDR images or using gobos, mapping images to your lights, character lighting. Some of those classes get really deep. We look at a lot of film references. We talk about principles like form. So very cool stuff. There's also a whole section about new gizmos. So we learn how to create gizmos for a variety of purposes. It could be creating selections in 3D space, um, lifting the blacks of an image as if you had an ambient light, with a combination of ambient occlusion to mask it, placing 3D cards in a scene in a way that um, they appear to be integrated with the environment. So you can place cards in 3D space, you can do color corrections in 3D space. Very powerful stuff. And we learn how to do all of that step by step. There's classes about compositing where we learn how to take the images that we lit and render them out in separate layers using light AUVs to really push the image as far as we can. And again, a lot of the art principles come into play when we make some of those classes. So we're not just covering technical things, we're looking at these from an artist perspective. Um, so yeah, lots of classes that cover both artistic, technical subjects. I don't believe this content is being offered anywhere else. Um, so in terms of tiers, we talked about $5 a month, $25 a month for the classes. And then we have two more tiers. One of them is called Mentorship, $50 a month. There's only a couple of spots left. This one is for folks who don't want to have their work up in public. For whatever reason, they want to keep the critiques private. They want to do more one-on-one, and it comes with a monthly video call where we can meet, discuss assignments, progress. But we get to have more one-on-one conversation. They can send me private messages. So a lot of back and forth, essentially. Then there's a new tier that only has 5 spots left. And this is for folks who want to do all of this one-on-one, but a much more rapid pace. So they will get priority over the other students. And we would get to do a weekly video call if they would like. So that we can either review work, I can do some demos for them. And the spots are very limited just to make sure that every student gets enough time. Some of the This is some of the personal work that I do, some of the paintings that I do from life, and that's what I think gives my Patreon a really unique uh, point of view. Uh, I don't know many lighting and compositing artists that uh, can also double up as a visual development artist, or can look at a color key and understand precisely how it was painted or why it was painted a certain way, or someone who can understand color um, the way I do. So if you're interested in signing up for the Patreon, you can just send me a message through either Instagram. This is my Instagram over here, or through LinkedIn. I'll post those in the description of the video. And I hope that you sign up for the Patreon, find it useful. And I hope that wherever you might be on your journey, I get to help you go even further. All right. Thank you so much for watching. And I hope to see you on my Patreon.